हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, हाउ आर यू? सो आज हम करेंगे बेटे सीईटी के प्रॉब्लम्स। पहले प्रॉब्लम पे हम चलेंगे। तो इफ़ साइड्स ऑफ अ स्क्वायर आर डिक्रीजिंग एट अ रेट ऑफ 1.5 सेंटीमीटर पर सेकेंड, देन द रेट ऑफ डिक्रीज ऑफ इट्स पेरीमीटर हमको निकालना है बेटे, और ऑप्शंस गिवन है। ठीक है, तो हमें जो गिवन है बेटे उसको देखते हैं पहले साइड्स। ठीक है, अब क्या करते हैं, पहले तो लेट द साइड बी एस एंड पेरीमीटर बी पी। ठीक है, अब हमें मालूम है कि जो स्क्वायर है उसका जो 4 इंटू साइड है वो होता है हमारा पेरीमीटर। ठीक है, और डिक्रीजिंग एट अ रेट ऑफ 1.5 सेंटीमीटर पर सेकेंड हमको गिवन है। ठीक है, इसका मतलब कि -1.5 सेंटीमीटर पर सेकेंड है वैल्यू ऑफ डी एस बाई डी टी, यानी कि डिक्रीज ऑफ साइड विद रिस्पेक्ट टू टाइम। ठीक है, और हमें मालूम है बेटे पी की वैल्यू 4s है, और उसको हम अगर डिफ्रेंशिएट करेंगे बोथ साइड्स तो हमारे पास आएगा डी पी बाई डी टी इज इक्वल टू 4 इंटू डी एस बाई डी टी, जिसकी वैल्यू बेटे हमें गिवन है 1.5। तो मल्टीप्लाई करने पे हमारे पास आ रहा है -6 सेंटीमीटर पर सेकेंड, जो कि आ जाएगा हमारा सेकेंड ऑप्शन। ठीक है, माइनस का मतलब कि डिक्रीज हो रहा है हमारा जो वैल्यू है। ठीक है, तो -6 सेंटीमीटर 6 सेंटीमीटर पर सेकेंड की स्पीड से डिक्रीज हो रहा है हमारा पेरीमीटर विद रिस्पेक्ट टू टाइम। तो पहला क्वेश्चन तो बेटे ऐसे हो जाएगा, डिफ्रेंशिएट करने के बाद पेरीमीटर विद रिस्पेक्ट टू टाइम डी एस बाई डी टी की वैल्यू डाल देंगे। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन। ठीक है,
Next question we have, if this given function we have and f dash x equals to 0, then we have to find a square b square plus cx are in which progression. Okay, so we know that because f dash x equals to 0, we can take differentiation with respect to x. So first we differentiate the first column, we got 1 1 1 and the other values are as it is. Other values are as it is. Next we have x plus a square, x plus b square, x plus c square, and if I differentiate it, we can write 4x cube and 8x cube, 12x cube. Here we can write 3 3 and 3 plus. Next we can take this part as it is, this part as it is, and differentiation of third column is 0 0 0. Okay, now if I solve it, if I take 3 common over here, let's take 3 common from here, we got 1 1 1. So because 2 column are same, the value is 0 for the determinant. Okay, for here the value is again 0, so we have to solve it this. Now here we can take 4x cube, here we can take 4x cube common, so we got x plus a square, x plus b square, x plus c square. We got 1 over here, here we got 2 and we have 3. Okay, also we can take 3 common, so into 3 we got 1 1 1, correct. Now what we can do here is, because this is overall equals to 0, f dash x equals to what? 0. So in that condition what we can do here, in row 1 we can write row 1 minus row 2, in row 2 we can write row 2 minus row 3, correct. So we can write 12x cube. So for row 1 minus row 2, a square minus b square minus 1 and 0, a square minus b square minus 1 and 0. Next b square minus c square minus 1 0, b square minus c square minus 1 0, x plus c square 3 and 1, x plus c square 3 and 1. So that's how we can write this is equals to 0. 12x cube into, for 1 we can write a square minus b square, so we got minus a square plus b square minus minus plus 1 b square minus c square, it is equals to 0. We can take x 12x cube in the right hand side, so here we got 2b square minus a square minus c square equals to 0. That's how we can say that 2b square equals to a square plus c square. Therefore we can say that a square, b square and c square are in arithmetic progression. Okay, so for that case option B should be the correct answer. Now in the next question we have 1 upon log ABC base BC, here base C, here base AB. So as we know that, because if I write 1 upon log x base y, we can write it in form of log y base x. Okay, similarly here we can write log BC base ABC plus log CA base ABC plus log AB base ABC. Okay, base is equal, so we can write BC into CA into AB. So a square plus b square plus c square, a square plus b square plus c square base ABC. So here we can write log ABC whole square base ABC. So 2 in front, so we can write log ABC and base ABC. So here we got 2 into 1, it is equals to 2, correct? So option C should be the correct answer. Okay, now in the next question we have A and B relation, we have R1, R2, R3, R4 given in the question. Okay, we have to find which option is correct. Okay, so then the options are R3, R4 are not function, R1, R2 are not function. We have to find which of the relations given are not function. Okay, so check the options here, check the relations here. So for A, first of all elements A, B, C, D should have images. Okay, so A, B, C, D having image, A, B, C, D have image, A, B, C, D having image, A, B, A and D. So here C don't have image. First of all, here C is don't have image, which means R is not a function. R is not a function. First of all, second thing, we need to check that for one element there should be a unique image. For one element there should be unique image. For A, 1 is the element, for B, C is the image, for C, 1 is the image. That is possible. That is possible that for 1 A is image and for C, for A 1 is image and for C 1 is again image. This is possible because for A unique image is 1 and for C also the unique image is 1. But let's check your R4. So here for A the image is 1 and for A again image is 2. So this is not possible. Okay, this condition not works. Okay, for A 1 is image and 2 is image. This is not a good condition for taking a function. Okay, okay, so this is not a function, not a function. Okay, check for other also. For A1, B1, C1, D1, it is also a function. This is a function for sure, this is a function for sure. A2 is image, B3 is image, C2 is image and D2 is image. This is also a function. But R4 is not a function. Therefore we can say that only R4 is not a function. Option D should here the correct answer. Okay, R4 is not a function over here. Okay, now in the next question we have to find the sum of the solution of the equation. We have to find the sum of the solution of the equation. So first of all we have to check the solution over here. So here we have mod root x minus 2 plus under root x. Here we have root x minus 4 and plus 2. What we can do here? We can take root x equals to t square. If I take root x equals to t square, here we got t square again. Okay, sine. Okay, x is greater than 0. Okay, and that's we have. And okay, let's check it. Let's write it first. 4x and plus 2, and it is equals to 0. Okay, now we can take here. So here we can write this is root x minus 2. It is in mod. We can write root x square minus 4 root x plus 2. Okay, so here we can write 2 into 2 root x. So for making it a perfect square, we can take 4, and because here we have 2 minus 2 equals to 0. So therefore we can write mod x minus 2 whole square, okay, plus mod x minus 2, and minus 2 is equals to 0, correct? So that's how we got the equation over here. Okay, now in that case let's take it t. So we can write t square plus t minus 2 equals to 0. So we can write t plus 2 into t minus 1 equals to 0. So t is equals to minus 2 and 1. Okay, so but here we have t is equals to your mod x minus 2. Okay, it is equals to minus 2. It is not possible, and mod under root x minus 2 equals to 1. It is possible. So we can write under root x minus 2 equals to your plus minus 1 over here. So we can take plus sign and minus sign. If I take plus sign, so root x equals to 3, and if I take minus sign, so root x equals to 1. So x is equals to 9, and here x is equals to 1. We have to find the value of this sum of the solution of the equation. So we can write sum of the solution equals to 9 plus 1 equals to 10. Okay, so sum of the solution is equals to 10. Option D should be the correct answer. Okay, now in the next question we have cos x plus cos y plus cos z upon cos x plus y plus z equals to 5050. Same for this. Then the value of cos x plus y and so on is equals to what? We have to find it. Okay, which is the correct answer. So here what we can do, let's take x plus y plus z equals to alpha. We can take lambda equals to 5050. Okay, so therefore we can write cos x plus cos y plus cos z upon cos alpha equals to lambda. Okay, and similarly we can write sin x plus sin y plus sin z upon sin alpha equals to lambda. Okay, so therefore we can write cos x plus cos y plus cos z equals to lambda cos alpha, and sin x plus sin y plus sin z equals to lambda sin alpha. Okay, therefore we can write, we have to find cos x plus y plus cos y plus z plus cos z plus x. We know that x plus y plus z we assumed it equals to alpha. So x plus y can be written as alpha minus z. Similarly we can write alpha minus x. Similarly we can write alpha minus y. Okay, So therefore we can write cos alpha cos z plus sin alpha sin z. Similarly, cos alpha cos x plus sin alpha sin x. Also cos alpha cos y plus sin alpha sin y. Okay, from these three terms we can take cos alpha common. So we have cos x plus cos y plus cos z, and plus we can take sin alpha common. So we can write sin x plus sin y plus sin z. Okay, so for that case lambda cos alpha, we can write cos alpha into lambda cos alpha plus sin alpha into lambda sin alpha. So if I take lambda common, so we can write cos square alpha plus sin square alpha equals to lambda into 1, which is equals to lambda. Okay, lambda into 1 which is equals to lambda. So the lambda is actually equals to 5050. So therefore the final value is equals to 5050. Okay, so option C should be the correct answer. In the next question we have sum of the values of x we have to find. Now here let's talk about this value first of all. So this is what your greatest integer function. Okay, yes, so we got an integer over here. Okay, so if I got any integer in fractional part function, okay, so we always got 0 because z minus integer of z, greatest integer of z equals to 0. So the value of this is equals to 0 for sure. Okay, next let's talk about this value. Okay, so this value belongs, as we know that this value for any value, suppose we have a, okay, so this belongs to, it can be equals to 0 but it is always less than 0. Okay, and if I take greatest integer function over here from 0 to 1, we always got 0, correct? Therefore this is the case for this case is for this. Therefore we can say that this value is also equals to 0, correct? Now we have greatest integer value of x cube minus 3x equals to x. Okay, so which means x should be a integer, therefore x belongs to integer for sure, correct? So therefore we can write x cube minus 3x is equals to x. So x cube minus 4x equals to 0. Let's take x common. We have x, sorry, not x cube, we have x square. We have x square. So we can take x common. So 4 minus x equals to 0. So the value of x is 0 and 4, correct? Value of x is 0 and 4. So here sum of value of x is equals to 0 plus 4 and it is equals to 4. Got it? So 4 will be the correct answer. Option A should be the correct answer. Now next we have, let P be the set of 7-digit number with sum of their digits equals to 11 if the numbers in P are found by using the digit 1, 2, 3 only. Okay, then the number of elements in this set P. Okay, so first case we can take 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 1, Okay, if I take 2 more times 1, we got 6 over here, and we only can take 7 digits. Okay, so we have to take, this is your 5, so we need 6 over here, so 3 plus 3 is 6. The second case, we can take 1 1 and 1 over here. So for that case, if I take, let's take 1 1 1 1, if I take 3, this is 4 4 3 7, 7 and 4 11, it also works. Third, if I take 1 1 1, okay, for 3 we can take 2 2 2 2, 8 8 and 3 11. Okay, these are the cases. Any other case? Check for any other case. If I take 3 3, if I take 3 3 3, this become 9. Okay, so it is greater, so we can't take 3 more than 2 times. Okay, if I take 2 5 times, this become 10 and plus 1 11, so we can't take 2 more than 4 times. Correct. Let's take 3 2 times and 2 2 times. So 3 3 6 and 2 2 4 is 10 and 1 is 11. So we don't have any 7 numbers over here. So that's how these 3 conditions are possible. So therefore, number of ways to write. Okay, so here we have 7 factorial upon 5 factorial into 2 factorial. Similarly, here we can take 7 factorial upon 4 factorial into 2 factorial. Okay, 7 factorial upon 3 factorial into 4 factorial. Okay, so here we can write 7 into 6, 5 factorial cancel out upon 2, so it is equals to 21. Now 7 into 6 into 5, 4 factorial cancel out upon 2 3 times, so here we have 7 into 3 is 21, this is 105. Here we have 7 into 6 into 5, 4 factorial cancel out upon 6, 6 6 cancel out, it is equals to 35. So if I add all, 5 5 1 11 over here, 6 over here and 1, so 161 is the correct answer. Okay, 161, option D should be the correct answer. Okay, you can check the solution over here. In this question, we can take, this is equals to S 1 plus 2 into 2 plus 3 into 2 square plus 4 into 2 cube and so on till 100 into 2 raised to 99. Okay, so if I multiply with 2, so we got 2 into 1, so here we got 2 into 2 into 2 into 2, so 2 into 2 is square. Similarly, here we can write 2 into 3 into 2 cube. Okay, and till here we have 100 into 2 raised to 99. No, here we have 99 into 2 raised to 98, so we got 99 into 2 raised to 4 into 2 raised to 3, so here we have 99 2 raised to 98. Correct. So for this case, 2 raised to 99, correct, and plus we have 100 into 2 raised to 100. Okay, so now if I subtract it, okay, now if I subtract it, so we got minus S. Okay, here we have 1 correct? So here we have 4 minus 2 is 2. Okay, so 2 is square, 2 cube, and here we have 2 raised to 99 minus sign minus 100 into 2 raised to 100. Okay, so now from 1 to 2 raised to 99 we have total 100 terms. Here we have 100 terms, and this is looks like a GP. Okay, so it is a geometric progression. So we can write minus x equals to a into r is to 2 raised to, we have 100 terms, 2 raised to n, so 2 raised to 100 minus 1 upon 2 minus 1 minus 100 into 2 raised to 100. Okay, so if I multiply with minus sign, so s is equals to 2 minus 1 is 1 already, so we can write 1 minus 2 raised to 100 and plus 100 into 2 raised to 100, correct? So therefore we can write s is equals to 1 plus 99 into 2 raised to 100. Okay, so here 99 into 2 raised to 100 plus 1. So this will be the correct answer. Okay, you can check the solution. In the next question we have, let with a function which is continuous and differentiable for all real x, f of 2 equals to minus 4, f dash x is greater than equals to 6, x belongs from 2 to 4. Okay, so from Lagrange mean value theorem, from the Lagrange mean value theorem, what we can say that here f dash c, where c is belongs in between 2 to 4. Okay, so f dash c is equals to f of 4 minus f of 2 upon 4 minus 2, and c belongs from in between 2 to 4. Similarly, x is also belongs from in between 2 to 4. So we can, because x belongs from in between 2 to 4, so we can write f dash x is equals to, here we have f4, f2 is equals to minus 4, so we got plus 4 and upon 2, and now f dash x is equals to this. Also f dash x is greater than equals to 6, so we can write this is greater than equals to 6. So reason, because f dash x is greater than equals to 6. Now here we can write f of 4 greater than equals to, this is 8, 8 minus 4 is 4. So f4 is greater than equals to 4. Okay, sorry, 12 minus 4 is 8, f4 is greater than equals to 8. So option B should be the correct answer, f4 is greater than equals to 8. Now in the next question, the sum of all the values of theta belongs in between 0 to 2 pi. We have two given equation, let's try to solve it. We have 2 sin square theta and it is equals to cos 2 theta, so it is 1 minus 2 sin square theta. So we can write 4 sin square theta equals to 1. So here we have sin square theta equals to 1 by 2 square. So we can write sin square theta equals to sin square pi by 6. Correct? We can write it is equals to sin square pi by 6. So theta equals to n pi plus minus pi by 6 over here. Or we can say that first of all, here we have one thing, that sin theta is equals to plus minus 1 by 2. From this second equation, we can write we have 2 cos square theta equals to 3 sin theta. We know that we have 2 cos square theta, so we can write it 2 into 1 minus sin square theta equals to 3 sin theta. So therefore we can write 2 sin square theta plus 3 sin theta minus 2 is equals to 0. Okay, so 2 sin square theta plus 4 sin theta minus sin theta minus 2 is equals to 0. If I take 2 sin theta common, 2 sin theta common, we can write sin theta plus 2. Similarly, if I take minus 1 common, so sin theta plus 2 equals to 0. So therefore we can write sin theta plus 2 into 2 sin theta minus 1 equals to 0. So sin theta is basically equals to minus 2 and 1 by 2. Correct? Sin theta is minus 2 and 1 by 2. Correct? So for that condition, because sin theta cannot be equals to minus 2, so we can take this value. So we have 1 by 2 only. So the common solution over here, common solution is sin theta equals to 1 by 2. Okay, here we got sin theta equals to plus minus 1 by 2, and here we have sin theta equals to 1 by 2. So common solution is sin theta equals to 1 by 2. So for that condition, theta equals to n pi plus minus 1 raised to n pi by 6. Okay, so for that case, because theta belongs in between 0 to 2 pi. So if I take let's take n equals to 0, so we got theta equals to pi by 6. Okay, if I take n equals to 1, okay, we got pi minus pi by 6. Pi minus pi by 6 is here 5 pi by 6. Correct? If I take n equals to 2, so it is greater than 2 pi. So we have only two values. Now we have to find the sum of all the values of theta. So let's talk about the sum of solution is equals to pi by 6 plus 5 pi by 6, which is equals to pi. Correct? So pi is the answer. Okay, now check the solution. Option D should be the correct answer. You can check the solution. So option D should be the correct answer over here. Okay everyone, please check it. Next we have the range of values of p so that both the roots of the equation, both the roots of this equation, okay, are positive. Both the roots of this equation are positive. Okay, one is less than 2 and other is lying in between 2 and 3 is. So we have to find the range of p over here. So we can write here, first of all, if I divide with p minus 5, so we can write x square minus 2p upon p minus 5x and plus p minus 4 upon p minus 5, and it is equals to 0 over here. Okay, now the thing is here, the range of value of p so that both the roots are positive. First of all, both the roots are positive. One is less than 2. Okay, here we have, as you can see, a is greater than 0. Both the roots are positive. Looks like this. Looks like this. Okay, one is lesser than 0. Okay, so one of the root is lesser than 0, other is lying in between 2 and 3. So suppose we have here 2 and here we have 3. One root is less than 0, suppose alpha over here, and one root alpha over here and beta is over here. Correct? Both are positive, so alpha and beta both are greater than 0. Okay, so we have to find the range of p. Okay, so now we can take here what, let's talk about, if I talk about f0, if I take f0, so we got value greater than 0. Correct? For f0 we got value greater than 0, we got positive over here. Okay, so for that case, if I put 0 over here, this becomes 0, this becomes 0. So p minus 4 upon p minus 5 is greater than 0. Okay, try to solve it. So here we have 4 and 5. Okay, so x belongs to, let's take positive and positive value over here. So x belongs from minus infinite to 4 union 5 to infinite. Okay, let's talk about 2. For f2 the value is less than 0, because for 2 the value is negative, correct? So less than 0. So if I put 2 over here, 2 square is 4, then we can take minus 2p upon p minus 5. We can put 2 over here, so it becomes 4p upon p minus 5, and then p minus 4 plus p minus 5, p minus 4 upon p minus 5 plus p minus 4 upon p minus 5, and it is less than 0. Okay, try to solve it. Let's try to multiply it with p minus 5. So we got 4p minus 20, then minus 4p and plus p minus 4 upon p minus 5 lesser than 0. 4p cancel out. Here we have p minus 24 upon p minus 5 lesser than 0. So here, as you can see, values are 5 and 24, and we have to take negative sign. So x belongs in between 5 to 24. Okay, no, not x, p belongs in between 5 to 24. Here also we have to write p belongs in between minus infinite to 4 and 5 to infinite. Now next we can write for f3 also. For f3 it should be greater than 0. For f3 the value is positive. Okay, for f3 it should be greater than 0. So therefore if I put 3 over here, so 3 square is 9, minus 3 into 2 is 6. So we can write 6p upon p minus 5 plus p minus 4 upon p minus 5 greater than 0. Okay, here we have 9p minus 45 minus 6p plus p minus 4 whole upon p minus 5 greater than 0. So here we can write, this is 45. Okay, so 9p minus 6p is 3p, 3p plus p is 4p. Okay, it is 4p minus 49 upon p minus 5 greater than 0. So again, therefore we can write, we have 5 and we have 49 by 4, and the sign is positive over here, positive over here. So for that case we can write p belongs from minus infinite to 5 union 49 by 4 to infinite. Okay, these are the values. So we have 3 values. First, p belongs from minus infinite to 4, 5 to infinite. P belongs minus infinite to 4 union 5 to infinite. Second, we got p belongs from 5 to 24. P belongs from 5 to 24. So we can't take lesser than 5. Okay, for first of all here we can take greater than 5 according to this. Okay, and here we have 49 by 4 and here we have 24. So we can't take lesser. The overall if I solve it, therefore p belongs, कहाँ से कहाँ belong करेगा. Okay, so here we can take let's check the options over here. So as you can see over here, so if I take overall, so this is the main base value. It is in between 5 to 24. Let's check for it. It satisfies this condition, but it not satisfy this condition. The least value over here is 49/4. The maximum is 24, so we can go up to 24. So 49/4, comma 24. This will be the correct answer. Okay, 24. Okay, this will be the correct answer for P. So option A interval is the correct answer. Okay, in the next question we have cos theta plus cos 2 theta plus cos 3 theta equals to 0. Then we have to find the general value of theta. Okay, so for that case we can write okay, if I take these two together, this is cos C plus cos D. Okay, so we can write 2 cos C plus D by 2, which means 3 theta by 2, C minus D by 2. Okay, okay, let's take these two values, cos theta plus cos 3 theta first and plus cos 2 theta equals to 0. Therefore we can write 2 cos theta plus 3 theta by 2, this is 2 theta. Okay, and 3 theta minus theta by 2, which is cos theta plus cos 2 theta equals to 0. So let's take cos 2 theta common. So 2 cos theta plus 1 equals to 0. So cos 2 theta equals to 0. Okay, and cos theta equals to minus 1 by 2. Okay, we got these values. So for 2 theta, okay, for 2 theta we can write 2n pi plus minus alpha plus minus pi by 2. So for that case theta equals to n pi plus minus pi by 4. Next here minus 1 by 2. So we can write cos theta equals to cos 2 pi by 3. So theta equals to 2n pi plus minus 2 pi by 3. Okay, check the options over here. So 2n pi plus minus 2 pi by 3, option A is correct, and n pi plus minus pi by 4, option B is also correct. So which means option D, both A and B are the correct answer. So option D should be the correct answer. Okay, in the next question we have, let A, B be two non-zero real number if P and R are the roots of the equation. So we have P and R are the roots of the equation. For this equation, so we can write P plus R equals to 8A. Also P into R, it is equals to 2A. Okay, and Q, S are the roots of this equation. So we can write Q plus S is equals to 12 is equals to minus 12B. Okay, and for QS it is equals to 6B, such that 1 upon P, 1 upon Q, 1 upon R, 1 upon S are in AP. These terms are in AP. Then we have to find A inverse minus B inverse. Okay, so these terms are in AP. So here we can write, because 2 upon Q, can write because 1 upon P, 1 upon Q, 1 upon R, 1 upon S are in AP. So we can write 2 upon q, it is equals to 1 upon p plus 1 upon r, correct? So in that condition, we can solve it. We have 2 upon q, it is equals to p plus r upon pr. So for p plus r, we can write 8a, and pr we have 2a. So we got 4 over here. Therefore q is equals to 1 by 2 over here, correct? Q equals to 1 by 2. Okay. Let's talk about P and R also. Okay, first solve it. First solve this equation. Similarly, we can take 2 upon R. 2 upon R, it is equals to 1 upon Q plus 1 upon S. Okay. For that case, we can write 2 upon R, it is equals to S plus Q upon QS. So here S plus Q is what? S plus Q is minus 12B. Okay, upon QS is 6B. So it is equals to minus 2, which means R is equals to minus 1. So we got R equals to minus 1. So here we have R equals to minus 1, and Q we have 1 by 2. Okay, so therefore we can write 1 upon P 2 for R minus 1 and 1 upon S R in AP, correct? So for that case, what we can do here is we have common difference is minus 1 minus 2, which is equals to minus 3, correct? It is equals to minus 3. Also we can write A plus D, the second term is equals to 2. Okay, so the first term is 1 upon P and plus D is minus 3. D is minus 3, it is equals to 2. Therefore we can write 1 upon P equals to 5. So P is equals to 1 upon 5. Okay. Similarly we can write the fourth term A plus 3D. Okay, A plus 3D equals to 1 upon S. Okay, so the first term is 1 upon P. 1 upon P equals to 5. So A is equals to your 5. So we can write 5 plus 3 into 3, it is equals to 1 upon 5. 3 into minus 3, correct? 3 into minus 3. So we can write 5 minus 9 is equals to 1 upon S. This is equals to 1 upon S. So therefore 5 minus 9 is minus 4. So 1 upon S equals to minus 4. So we can write S equals to minus 1 upon 4. S equals to minus 1 upon 4. P equals to 1 upon 5. Okay, so here we have all the values. We have to find A inverse minus B inverse. Okay, therefore we can write A inverse minus B inverse, it is equals to 1 upon A minus 1 upon B. Now we know that PR is equals to 2A. Therefore we can write A is equals to PR by 2, correct? Or we can, to be precise, let's take 1 upon A equals to 2 upon PR. Okay, Similarly, here we can write 1 upon b equals to 6 upon qs. 1 upon b equals to 6 upon qs. So we can write it 2 upon pr and 6 upon qs. 2 upon pr, 6 upon qs. Now values of pr. Okay, so p is 1 upon 5 and your r, where is r? R is -1. So 1 upon 5 and -1. So we have 2 upon 1 upon 5 and -1 minus 6 upon qs. S is -1 upon 4. S is -1 upon 4 and q, where is q? Q is 1 upon 2. Q is 1 upon 2. So we have -10, minus plus sign over here. This is 60. So now we have 50 over here. Okay. So now we have 50. So am I missed something? B 6 upon qs. Yes, it is correct. Give me a minute. Q is 1 by 2. Actually, Q is 1 by 2. It is fine. Q is 1 by 2. R is -1. P is 1 by 5. And S is -1 upon 4. S is -1 upon 4, not -1 upon 5. S is -1 upon 4. So this is equals to -10, minus plus, this is 8, 48. This is 38. Okay, so we got 38. Option B should be the correct answer. 38 is the correct answer over here. Okay, in the next question we have to find the domain of the given function. Okay, we have to find the domain of the given function. So for that case, greatest integer value of x square minus 3x minus 10. It can't be equals to 0, so it only equals to greater than 0 over here. So let's take t over here. This is 3t minus 10 greater than 0. So for that case we can write t minus 5 t plus 2 is greater than 0, I guess. Okay, t minus 5 t plus 2 is greater than 0. Therefore we can write t belongs from minus infinite to minus 2 union 5 to infinite. Okay, so here basically we can say that t is lesser than your -2 and t is greater than -5. So greatest integer value of x, okay, we have to find the domain of it. Okay, so greatest integer value of x is lesser than -2, greater than 5. This value is lesser than -2 and greater than your 5. So x belongs to where? x कहाँ belong करेगा ये आपसे पूछ रहा है. Okay, so here if the value is, if this value is lesser than -2, okay, so the value should be -3. क्या होना चाहिए? -3 होना चाहिए. -3 कब पॉसिबल है? देखो बेसिकली ये इंटीजर मिलने वाला है. So in that case if you get lesser than minus 2, so obviously you get minus 3 or lesser than minus 3, correct? For getting minus 3 over here, for getting my minus 3, you should have minus 3 in of your value of x, okay? Or the if the value is even lesser, so if let's talk about if the value, let's talk about if this value is lesser than 2, correct? If this value is lesser than 2, which means obviously this value, overall this value, it can be equals to minus 3. minus 3 तो जरूर हो सकता है. So for that case x belongs to what? Here x belongs to, कहाँ से कहाँ belong कर सकते हैं? So to become minus 3, let's take a number line. Here we have 0, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. So if I got value over here, so we got minus 3. वैल्यू हमें क्या मिल जाएगा? अगर आपकी सपोज आपकी जो x की अगर आपको वैल्यू चाहिए, इसकी वैल्यू लेसर देन माइनस 2 आपको चाहिए, विच मीन्स लेसर देन माइनस 2 का मतलब क्या है? इसका वैल्यू इंटीजर ही आने वाला है. सो द वैल्यू इज माइनस 3. माइनस 3 आ सकता है, माइनस 4 आ सकता है, माइनस 5 पॉसिबल, माइनस 6 पॉसिबल एंड सो ऑन. ओके, दिस इज पॉसिबल. टू गेटिंग माइनस 3 ओवर हियर, what we need here, the value should be lesser than minus 2. So x belongs from minus infinity to minus 2. ठीक है, ये minus 2 से छोटा होना चाहिए, minus 2 के कभी इक्वल नहीं हो सकता. Yes, it can be minus 3. It is possible. It can be minus 3. It can be minus 2 point something. So already we got minus 3. Similarly, let's talk about if greatest integer value of x is greater than 5. So in that case it can be equals to 6, it can be equals to 7, it can be equals to 8 and so on, correct? It can be equals to 6, 7, 8 and so on. So here for getting value greater than 5, okay, so you should have the value at least equals to 6. ठीक है, so x belongs from 6 to infinite, correct? X belongs from 6 to infinite. So minus infinite to minus 2 and 6 to infinite. So option C should be the correct answer. Okay, so option C here should be the correct answer, because if you take any value lesser than 6, then you got 5, but you should take the value greatest integer value greater than 5. Okay, so therefore option C should be the correct answer over here. Okay, you can check the solution over here. Next question, we have 3 number are in the increasing geometric progression with common ratio r. If the middle number is double, then the new number are in arithmetic progression with common difference d. If the fourth term of GP is 3r square, then r square minus d is equals to what? Now in the current scenario, we have 3 number are in geometric progression. So let's take a upon r, a and ar and geometric progression. If I multiply 2, if the middle term is double, so a upon r, 2a and ar, so we got arithmetic progression. Okay, now in that case new numbers are in arithmetic progression with common difference d. If the fourth term in GP is 3r square, then r square minus d is equals to. Okay, so in that condition, what we can do here, new number are in arithmetic progression with common difference d. Okay, so here we can write 2 into 2a, it is equals to a upon r plus ar. We can take a common and cancel out. So 4 equals to 1 upon r plus r. So here we can write r square r square minus 4r and plus 1 equals to 0. Okay, therefore here r is equals to 4 plus minus under root b square minus 4ac upon 2a. So it is equals to 12. So 12 is 2 root 3, correct? So we can write 2 plus minus root 3. So r is here 2 plus minus root 3. Okay, so now in that case what we can do, we have gp and the fourth term of gp. In gp the fourth term is 3r square. Fourth term, it can be written as, according to this scenario, it is equals to ar square. Is 3r square. R square cancel out. So for that case we got a equals to 3. A is equals to 3 over here. Okay, so therefore we can write, therefore d is equals to 2a minus a upon r. Okay, so we can write 2 into 3. To make it simple, let's take ar minus 2a. So 3 into r is 2 plus minus root 3 and minus, here a is 3, so minus 6. So we can write 6 plus minus root 3 minus 6, both will be cancel out. So d is plus minus root 3. D is equals to plus minus root 3, correct? And a is equals to 3. We have to find r square minus d, and r is equals to your 2 plus minus 3. 2 plus minus root 3. Therefore r square minus d equals to 2 plus minus root 3 square minus plus minus root 3. Okay, so if I take 2 plus root 3, it is 3 root 3. It is 3 root 3. 3 into 2 and 3 into root 3. So plus minus 3 root 3. If I take plus sign over here, we got plus 3 root 3. If I take minus sign over here, we got minus 3 root 3. Okay, so taking positive sign, we'll get 4 plus 3 minus 4 root 3, okay, minus 3 root 3. So we got 7 minus root 3. And if I take minus sign, so for plus sign, we got plus sign over here. So this is plus root 3. Now if I take minus sign, 4 minus 3 minus 4 root 3 and minus minus plus 3 root 3. So 7 minus root 3. So we got values 7 plus root 3 and 7 minus root 3. So we have 7 plus root 3, 7 minus root 3 both. Now in that condition, what should be the correct answer? Three numbers are in increasing geometric progression because we have increasing geometric progression. Okay. Now for an increasing geometric progression, the d should be greater than 0. Okay, because no, my bad. R is 2 plus root 3 and 2 minus root 3. So what we can take here 2R So here we can take, first of all, here this is AP, the new number arithmetic program with common difference D. This is an arithmetic progression. Okay, so here we got two values we can take. One thing we forget that it is an increasing geometric progression, because GP is increasing, R should be greater than 1. So R should be your 2 plus root 3. So this answer should be the correct answer. So 7 plus root 3 should be the correct answer. Option D should be the correct answer over here. In the next question, we have complete solution set of this given inequality. So you just need to take wavy curve method. Okay, now the critical points. Now talk about the critical points over here. Okay, so we have -6, -2, -6, -2, 0, 1, correct, then 3, 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so here x should not equals to 0, x should not equals to 7. Okay, so for 0 and for 7, these both critical points should not include in the solution. Other critical points can include in the solution because we have equal sign also in the inequality. Now, according to wavy curve method, so for first of all, here x minus 3, this is odd. Okay, we can change the sign. For 3, this is again odd, so we can change the sign over here. For 1, again odd, so we can change the sign. For 0, it is even, so we can't change the sign. For -2, it is again even, we can't change the sign. For -6, it is odd, so we can change the sign. So plus, plus and plus. Okay, these intervals should be the answer. So x belongs from -infinite to -6, which is included. Union, here -2 is also included. Okay, union from 1 to 3 included. Union from 7 to infinite, correct. So which option is correct? Let's check the options over here. So option B should be the correct answer. Next question we have, if A is 10, 15 degree, so A is equals to 2 minus root 3. B is cosec 75, so 1 upon sine 75, which is equals to 1 upon root 3 plus 1 upon 2 root 2. So it is equals to 2 root 2 upon root 3 plus 1. Root 3 plus 1. Now for C, it is 4 into root 5 minus 1 upon 4. 4 cancel out. Okay, try to solve it. So here if I take 2 plus root 3 in numerator and denominator, we got 4 minus 3, which is equals to 1. So 1 upon 2 plus root 3. Okay, if I multiply with root 2, we got 4 over here. So 4 upon root 6 plus root 2. Okay, to make it 4 over here, to make it 4, we can write it 4 upon 8 plus 4 root 3. Okay. Now here this is equals to, if I multiply with root 5 plus 1 in numerator and denominator, so 5 minus 1 is 4. So 4 upon root 5 plus 1. Correct. So now check the options over here. So the greatest value over here is root 5 plus 1 is obviously lesser than, can take, because root 5 plus 1 is lesser than root 6 plus root 2. Correct. And it is lesser than 8 plus 4 root 3. Okay. So therefore we can say that 4 upon 8 plus 4 root 3, okay, it is lesser than 4 upon root 6 plus root 2. It is lesser than 4 upon root 5 plus 1, which means we can say that A is lesser than B and B is lesser than C. Correct. So that's how we can say that C is greatest than B and then A. So option A should be the correct answer. You can check the solution over here. Now in the next question, suppose a1, a2, an be arithmetic progression of natural number if the ratio of the sum of the first 5 terms to the sum of the first 9 term of the progression is 5 raised to 17. First 5 terms, first 9 term equals to 5 raised to 17, and a15 in between 110 and 120. Then the sum of the first 10 terms of the progression is equals to. So here suppose this be the arithmetic progression of natural numbers. Okay, if the ratio of the sum of first 5 terms of the to the sum of first 9 terms, okay, of the progression is 5 raised to 17. So we can write 5 by 2 n by 2 plus 2a1 plus 5 minus 1, which is 4d, upon 9 by 2 2a1 plus 9 minus 1, which means 8d. It is equals to 5 by 17. 2 and 2 cancel out. So we can write 5 by 9 into, we can take 2 common. So a1 plus 2d upon a1 plus 4d. 2 to cancel out. It is equals to 5 by 17. So here 5 cancel out. Now we can write a1 plus 2d upon a1 plus 4d. It is equals to 9 by 17. 9 by 17. This is your third term and this is your fifth term. Third term and fifth term. We have ratio. Okay, to solve it, we can use componendo dividendo by componendo dividendo rule. Okay, if I add, so we can write 2a1 plus 6d upon if I subtract, so will get minus 2d. It is equals to 17 plus 9 is 26 upon 9 minus 17 is equals to 8. So minus 8. Minus minus cancel out. 4 times, 2 times, 13 times. Okay, so we can write 2 into 2 is 4a1 12d and it is equals to 13d. That's how we can say that 4a1 it is equals to d. Okay, now 4a1 equals to d over here. So we can write a1 by d is equals to 1 upon 4. So a1 raised to d, it is in ratio of 1 raised to 4. Now here the a15 is in between 110 and 120. Okay, so we can write first of all a1 and d 1 raised to 4. a1 raised to d in the ratio of 1 raised to 4. So a15 is basically equals to a plus 15 minus 1, which is 14d. a1 plus 14d. Okay, so a15 equals to, we can write k plus 14 into 4k. So here we have k plus 56 into k. So it is equals to 55k. A1 belongs in between 110 and 120. So we can say that 55k belongs in between 110 and 120. 110 and 120. So now what we can do here? What should be the value? So if I put 2 over here, this is 110. Put 3 over here, can't equals to 55. 15d, 110. Sum of the first term. Okay, so here if I put 2 over here, this is 110. We can't put 2 over here. This should be natural number. So what should be the value of k? It can't equals to, it not equals to 2. We can't take 1. Okay, we can't take 3. Okay, so it should be greater than, k should be greater than 2 and lesser than 3. Greater than 2, lesser than 3. Okay, so here let's check the question first one more time. Here actually we miss this thing, 56 and k. 56k and k is actually 57k, not 55k, correct? So here we can take 57k. Now here k is equals to 2. Therefore k is equals to 2. Okay, so for that case a is equals to 2 and d is equals to 8. Now we have to find the sum of the first 10 terms of this given progression. Okay, so for the sum of the first 10 term, it is equals to 10 by 2 to a1 plus 10 minus 1 d. So 5 into 2 into 2 plus 9 into 8. Okay, so 5 into 4 plus 72. So 5 into 76, 380. So 380 will be the correct answer. Okay. So sum of n terms is equal to 380. Option B should be the correct answer. In the next question, in which of the following function range is singleton set? Okay. So for the singleton set, set over here, we got a single value in the range. Yes. So here for f of x, range is what? If I put x equals to any value, let's take 5. Okay. So we can take different values over here. If I take, suppose, if I take 5.7 over here, x equals to 5.7, correct? So for that case, we got 5. For minus 5 by 7, correct? We got minus 6. So we got minus 1. We got different value for different x. Okay. So the range is basically always, range belongs to integer. Here, if I put any value, okay, let's take any value. So this belongs in between 0 to 1. Okay, let's take x equals to, here, let's take x equals to 2.6. Okay, so for that case, f of 2.6 is what? So for 2.6 we got 0.6 over here, because 2.6 minus 2. Here if I put minus 2.6, so what we got? We can take minus 2.6 and then minus the greatest integer value of minus 2.6 is what? Minus 3. So it become plus 3. Correct. So minus 2.5 and plus 3. So this becomes 0.4. So it is equals to 1. Correct. We got 1 over here. Yes. If I put, let's suppose if I put 3.7. So for 3.7 we got 0.7. Okay. And for minus 3.7, here again we got minus 3.7. So here we got minus 3.7 minus 3.7 minus greatest integer value for this. So minus, we got minus 4, minus plus. So we got plus 4. So here we have 0.3. So again we got 1 over here. Okay. But if I put 0 over here, so for that case we got 0. For that case also we got 0. So for f0 we got 0. Correct. If I put 1 over here, so 1 minus 1 is 0. And if I put 1 over here, so minus 1 and minus 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. And we have to take minus 1. Then minus 1 equals to minus 2. So we got different values. This is a signum function. Okay. So for signum function, we know that for signum function, we got values 1, 0 and minus 1. For x greater than 1, we got 1. For x equals to 0, we got 0. X lesser than, greater than 0, 1 equals to 0, and lesser than 0, we got minus 1. And if I take is in mod, so we got 0 and 1. We didn't get minus 1. Okay, as simple as that. So we got 0 and we got 1 over here. So for in mod case, or in case of mod signum function, we got values, we can take 1 and 0. Okay. So if x is equals to 0, we got 0, and if x is not equals to 0, we got 1. Correct. So for that case we got 1 and 0. So it is also not a singleton set. Now here, okay, so here we have x minus mod x. This is fractional part function. For the fractional part function, we know that the value can be equals to 0, lesser than 1 always. Okay, so if the value is in between 0 to 1, okay, so we can say that therefore we can write the function equals to greatest integer value of root a fractional part function. So this value is in between 0 to 1, so under root is also in between 0 to 1, correct. So for that case overall we got 0. So this is a singleton set, this is range, actually this is range is equals to 0, correct. So because range is a single value, so singleton set is option D.
आगे क्वेश्चन पे चलते हैं। इस क्वेश्चन में क्या गिवन है बेटे कि ए एक मैट्रिक्स है और इज द सम ऑफ अ सिमेट्रिक मैट्रिक्स बी एंड अ स्क्यू सिमेट्रिक मैट्रिक्स सी। ठीक है, दोनों का वो सम है। ठीक है, हमें निकालना है बेटे सिमेट्रिक मैट्रिक्स बी की वैल्यू। ठीक है, हमें बी की वैल्यू निकालनी है। तो अब हमें मालूम है बेटे कि एक हमारा जो फॉर्मूला होता है वो कहता है कि ए प्लस ए डैश बाई टू प्लस ए माइनस ए डैश बाई टू की वैल्यू होती है 2a/2 यानी कि a। ठीक है, जिसमें ये हमारा सिमेट्रिक होता है और ये हमारा होता है स्क्यू सिमेट्रिक। ठीक है, हमें निकालना है वैल्यू जो है सिमेट्रिक वाले की यानी कि b की। ये हमारा c है। ठीक है, हमें b की वैल्यू निकालनी है। ठीक है, तो वो कैसे आएगी, a प्लस ए डैश बाई टू वैल्यू आ जाएगी। ठीक है, अब हमें देखना है बेटे कि a हमें क्या गिवन है। ठीक है, a की वैल्यू है 685,423। ठीक है, तो वैल्यू डाल देंगे 685,423 और आगे 971। ठीक है, 971। ठीक है, ये आगे हमारा a प्लस ए डैश बाई टू जो है हमारा आंसर आ जाएगा। ठीक है, तो a प्लस ए डैश पहले निकाल लेते हैं। a डैश जो है हमारा जो आ जाएगा 685,423,971। ठीक है, इसका बेटे हमें करना है हाफ ताकि हमें मिल जाए a प्लस ए डैश बाई टू। ठीक है, a प्लस ए डैश बाई टू जो है हमारा b होगा मैट्रिक्स यानी कि सिमेट्रिक मैट्रिक्स होगा। ठीक है, सो 6 प्लस 6/2 आ जाएगा बेटे 6, 12/2 6, 7, 6, 8 प्लस 4/2 2 प्लस 2/2 2, उसके आगे बेटे आ गया 5, 9 प्लस 5 आ गया हमारा 14 डिवाइडेड बाय 2 यानी कि बेटे 7, 7 प्लस 3 डिवाइडेड बाय 2 5 यानी कि 1 प्लस 1/2 यानी कि 1। ठीक है, तो ये बेटे हमारा आ गया है a प्लस ए डैश बाई टू जो कि है हमारा वैल्यू b आ गई। ठीक है, अब हम क्या करते हैं, ये हमारा जो है आंसर चेक कर लेते हैं और चलते हैं ऑप्शंस के पास। तो हम देख सकते हैं बेटे कि हमारा जो है ऑप्शन जो है वो ए ऑप्शन आ रहा है। ठीक है, तो a प्लस ए डैश बाई टू वाला बेटे कंसेप्ट हमने यहाँ लगाया। ठीक है, चलते हैं बेटे नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन में। ये बेटे हमारा ए ऑप्शन आंसर बेटे आ गया। ठीक है,
Now in the next question we have D0 is given in form of determinant. Let D1 denotes the determinant formed by the cofactor element of D0. Okay. So if I talk about D1, okay, talk about D1, it is equals to D0 square. Similarly, now D2 denotes the determinant formed by cofactor of D1. Therefore, we can say that D2 equals to D1 square, because D1 is equals to D0 square. So D0 is square and square, correct. Similarly, let's talk about D3. So this is D2 square. So in place of D2 we can write D1 square and whole square. In place of D1 we can write D0 square and square. Okay, 3 times. Now So here we can take d0 2 raised to 3. Here we have d0 2 square, d0 2 raised to 3. So therefore we can say that, let's talk about dn. So we can write d0 2 raised to n. So this will be the answer. So dn equals to d0 2 raised to n. Okay, so option B should be the correct answer. Okay, you can check the solution. Now in the next question, if alpha satisfy the inequation, then value of A exists for. Okay, so here we can write x minus 2 into x plus 1 greater than 0. So x belongs from minus infinite to minus 1 union 2 to infinite. So as we know that the value of sin inverse alpha, okay, sin inverse alpha not belongs here. ठीक है, यहाँ बिलोंग नहीं करता, वो इन्फिनाइट तक नहीं जाते हैं. ठीक है, जो वैल्यूज आपको देखने को मिलती है इनके लिए, सो ये कहाँ से कहाँ तक जाएंगे, ये क्या ये माइनस इन्फिनाइट या इन्फिनाइट तक जाता है? नो, साइन इनवर्स भी नहीं जाता है, कॉस इनवर्स भी नहीं जाता है, ओनली सेक इनवर्स सेटिस्फाई करेगा. ओके, सो अल्फा सेटिस्फाई द इन इक्वेशन, then the value exists for. So we can write alpha belongs to minus infinite minus 1. Okay, so value exists for your sec inverse alpha. Okay, we can say that option B should be the correct answer. Now in the next question we have question related to log. So for that case we have to find the domain over here. Now we can say that log x base 4, it should be greater than 0. Okay, therefore log x base 4 greater than 3 raised to 0, correct? So here x is greater than 4 raised to, because 3 raised to 0 is 1, so 4 raised to 1. So x is greater than 4. So x is greater than 4 should be the correct domain. Option B should be the correct answer. So here we have, if cos inverse x square, cos inverse y square, cos inverse z square equals to 3 pi square, then the value of x square plus y square plus z square we have to find. Now in that case we can see that the sum is equals to 3 pi square and the maximum value of cos inverse x is equals to pi. Okay, we can say that for cos inverse theta the maximum itself is equals to pi. Therefore we have to take pi over here, pi over here, pi over here to get 3 pi square. Okay, so here we can say that therefore pi square plus pi square plus pi square is equals to 3 pi square. Therefore cos inverse x equals to cos inverse y equals to cos inverse z, all are equals to pi. We can say that x is equals to minus 1, y is equals to minus 1, similarly z is also equals to minus 1. Okay, so we have the value of x, y, z, therefore we can write x square plus y square plus z square, it is equals to minus 1 square plus minus 1 square plus minus 1 square, which is equals to 3. So 3 should be the correct answer. Okay, so option C should be the correct answer over here. In the next question, f of 2x minus 3 upon x minus 2 equals to 5x minus 2 and f inverse 27 it is equals to A upon B, okay, in lowest form, then A plus B. So from here we can write f of A upon B is equals to 27, correct? So comparing 1 and 2, compare equation 1 and 2. So we can say that 5x minus 2 can be written as 27. So x is equals to 29 divided by 5. Okay. Similarly, we can write A upon B is equals to 2x minus 3 upon x minus 2. No, okay, upon x minus 2. So therefore, we can write it A upon B is equals to 2 into 29 by 5 minus 3 upon 29 by 5 minus 2. So here we have 58 minus 15 upon 29 minus 10. So 43 upon 19. Okay, we have 43 upon 19. And so in lowest form which means in simplest form. Okay, so therefore A plus B equals to 43 plus 9. So we have it is equals to 52. So A plus B equals to 52 will be the correct answer. Did I miss something? 3, 9 and 1, 43. Okay, it is 19, not 9. So we got 62 over here. This is 19. So we got 62, correct? So 62 option B should be the correct answer. In the next question, we have theta 1 and theta 2. Now, in that case, if I add theta 1 and theta 2, so we got sine inverse pi by 4 plus cos inverse, sorry, sine inverse 4 by 5, cos inverse 4 by 5. Similarly, we can take sine inverse 1 by 3 plus cos inverse 1 by 3, and it is equals to pi by 2 plus pi by 2. So overall we got pi. Okay, so here we have theta 1 plus theta 2 is equals to pi. Second thing, let's talk about theta 2. Theta 2 is cos inverse 4 by 5 cos inverse 1 by 3. We know the formula over here, so we can write this is cos inverse x into y, so 4 by 5 into 1 by 3 minus under root 1 minus 4 upon 5 square into under root 1 minus 1 upon 3 square. So we will get cos inverse 4 upon 15 minus under root, this is 25 minus 25 minus 16, we got 9 upon 25, okay, into here we have 9 minus 1, 8 upon 9. So theta 2 equals to cos inverse 4 upon 15 minus 3 upon 5 2 root 2 upon 3. So 3 cancel out. So we can write cos inverse, here we have 15, 4 minus 6 root 2. This is a negative value, correct? We got a negative value here because 6 root 2 is greater than 4, correct? So overall we got what? Negative value. So we got a negative value. So we can say that it is a obtuse angle. So theta 2 is actually greater than 90 degree, correct, and lesser than your 180 degree. Okay, so it is obtuse angle. Obtuse angle. Okay, so we can say that because theta 2 is obtuse angle, therefore theta 1 is acute angle, as we know that theta 1 plus theta 2 equals to pi, correct. So here we can say that theta 2 is obviously greater than theta 1. So option A should be the correct answer. Okay, I hope you understand the solution. Next question we have, the relation R defined on A by A related to B if mod A square minus B square is lesser than equals to 5, which of the following is false? Okay, so first of all, here option C, domain of R is 1, 2, 3, it is obviously correct. There is no issue in that condition. Okay, now talk about relation R. Okay, so if I put 1, 1, so we got 0 lesser than 5, 2, 2 again 0, 3, 3 again 0, 2, 1, 4 minus 1, 3 less than 5. Okay, 1 minus 4 mod minus 3 in mod, which is equals to 3, 2, 3 again lesser than 5, 3, 2, 9 minus 4, sorry, again this is your minus 5, it is equals to 5, 9 minus 4, it is also equals to 5. So A is correct. Let's talk about R inverse. So if I take R inverse, if R is this, so R inverse, for R inverse also we got equals to R, because we have 1, 1. So if I take R inverse, we again got 1, 1, correct. For R inverse we got 1, 1, we'll get 2, 2, 3, 3. In place of 2, 1 we can get 1, 2. In place of 1, 2 we will get 2, 1, then 3, 2 and 2, 3. Okay, so option B is also correct. If ABC is correct, so obviously D should be the answer, which means D should be the false. So the range is not 5, obviously the range is not 5, correct. So D is the false statement. Okay, now next question we have question number 129. In this question we have number of values of x for which the given equation satisfy, where x belongs from pi by 2 to pi. So in that case 1 plus cos 2x, it can be written as 2 cos square x, it is equals to under root 2. Here because x belongs from your pi by 2 to pi in the second quadrant, x belongs from your pi by 2 to pi in your what, second quadrant. Okay, so in that case what we can do here is that we can take cos inverse cos x. So because here cos inverse cos x represents, cos inverse cos x, actually this represents an angle. Okay, look at the question, we have to find the number of values of x. Okay, so basically we have to find the values of x but in the second quadrant. Okay, so for that case in the second quadrant cos inverse x, cos inverse cos x is perfectly lie on the range. So here we got x over here, here we can write root 2, this is mod cos x, it is equals to root 2 x over here. Okay, and for that case if I talk in between pi by 2 to pi, we got a negative value over here. So therefore we have to take minus root 2 cos x, it is equals to root 2 x. Root 2 and root 2 cancel out over here. So here we got cos x equals to minus x, and here x belongs to 5, because as you can see here, if I put any value of x, let's take 0, so here we got 1, so 0 and 1 is not equal. Let's take any value from 0 to pi by 2, from pi by 2 to pi, sorry, from pi by 2 to pi. Okay, so it looks like this. Here we have pi by 2 and here we have pi, correct? So in that case, as you can see, we can't match any of the values over here. So x belongs to 5, therefore the number of values of x is equals to your 0, as you can see here. In the next question, which one of the following set is not a null set? Okay, so let's talk about this. So for that case, we can write this is file, this is not a null set, not a null set. Now you don't need to check any of the options, option A is correct. Let's check the other option if you want. X is an integral root of this given equation. Okay, so here we have x equals to 5 plus minus under root b square minus 4ac upon 2a. So we can write 5 plus minus 1, 5 plus minus 1 upon 12, correct? So that's how you can write this is 6 upon 12 and 4 upon 12, correct? So these are not integral values, so this is a null set, correct? So B belongs to a null set. Similarly here, x is a real number such that x square minus 3x plus 2 equals to 0, x is less than 1. So here we have x minus 2 into x minus 1 equals to 0, x equals to 2 comma 1, x is less than 1 and x is less than 1, therefore x belongs to pi. So C is also, so or we can take for B, this is null set, for C this is also null set. X belongs to integers and x belongs in between 1 and 2, so obviously D is also a null set. In the next question we have f, we have a function, okay, domain is R, codomain is R, function is given. In that case we can write f of x, it is equals to, let's take 1 over here, this become 1 0, so we got x upon 1, correct? For next we got if I put 2 over here, we got a minus sign from here, so x is square upon 2. For 3 we can get x cube upon 3, x 4 upon 4, x 5 upon 5, x 6 upon 6, and plus x 7, x raised to 7 upon 7. Okay, now we have to check for which of the option is correct. Okay, we have to check which of the option is correct. Now in that condition, here as you can see, if I take f dash x, so we got 1 minus x plus x square minus x cube plus x power 4 minus x power 5 plus x power 6. Okay, that's how we got f dash x. Okay, so for f dash x we got highest power x raised to 6 over here. Okay, so in that condition this is your first derivative. Okay, and now if this is continuously increasing, okay, So if I take any value, let's suppose now let's talk about f let for f of x. Okay, so if I take here we have to find two things. Let's check for injective. Let's check for first injective, and second let's check for surjective. Correct. Let's check for surjective. Injective is your 1 1, correct, and subjective is your on 2. Okay, for 1 1, the one thing needed is that the function should be either increasing or decreasing. Okay, so first I check for your injective case. I have differentiated, will get f dash x. Okay, let's check if this is a increasing function or it is a decreasing function. Okay, so for that case, here if I take x tends to infinite, if I take plus infinite or minus infinite, in both cases your f dash x tends to infinite, because we have the leading the leading term is x raised to 6. Okay, and here the power 6 which is even. Okay, that's how we can say that this is increasing. So we can say that f of x is increasing function. Okay, because it is always positive. Okay, now because it is an increasing function, we can say that it is injective. F is injective. Let's eliminate the options over here. So neither in injective, this is eliminated, surjective but not in injective, this is eliminated. Let's talk about surjective. Okay, for surjective means onto. For onto, range should be equals to codomain. Okay, and here as you can see, the codomain is R. Okay, let's talk about the range over here. So let's talk about f of x. Okay, so if I put any value over here, okay, if I put any value over here, we should get all the values belongs to real number. Correct, सारे values जो real number को belong करते हैं, we should get it. Okay, so here we have this type of function. We have leading term is x raised to 7 over here. Correct, we have leading term x raised to 7 over here. So we can say that for f of x, because leading term is x raised to 7 by 7, or we can say that highest power over here is your 7, it is an odd power. So we'll get negative values also and the positive values also. Therefore we can say that according to domain, okay, for the domain belongs to real number, we'll get the range belongs to all the real number minus infinite to infinite, because we got x raised to 7 and 7 is your odd power. Because it is an odd power, we can say that we will get negative values also, positive value also. For positive infinite, we got positive infinite in the range. For negative infinite, we got the negative infinite in the range. So we can say that range is from minus infinite to infinite, which is also equals to your domain. So we can say that here range is from here, the range belongs from minus infinite to infinite, or we can say belongs from R, which is equals to your codomain. If range is equals to codomain, we can say that it is surjective. So we can say that this is function is injective, also surjective. So which option is correct? Injective and surjective. Option B should be the correct answer over here. Now in the next question we have, if alpha and beta are real numbers such that sec square tan inverse alpha cosec square cot inverse beta equals to 36, we have alpha plus beta, we have to find alpha cube plus beta cube. Now what we can do here, so we can change it in form of sec inverse. Okay, we can change it in form of sec inverse. Okay, so here we have sec inverse, or we can change it in form of tan square. So for sec square theta, we know that we can write it 1 plus tan square theta, correct? Similarly, cosec square theta, we can write it 1 plus cot inverse theta, cot square cot inverse theta. Okay, it is equals to 36. Okay, so here alpha square plus beta square, it is equals to 36 minus 2. Alpha square plus beta square is equals to 34. Okay, so here alpha plus beta is 8. Alpha plus beta square minus 2 alpha beta is equals to 34. Here we have alpha plus beta equals to 8. So 8 square minus 2 into alpha beta equals to 34. So we can write 2 alpha beta equals to 64 minus 34. So here 2 alpha beta, here we have 64 minus 34. So it is equals to 30. So alpha beta is basically equals to 15. Now alpha cube plus beta cube is equals to alpha plus beta whole cube minus 3 alpha beta into alpha plus beta. So alpha plus beta is 8. So 8 cube minus 3 into 15 into 8, correct? So now we can take 8 common. So we can write 64 minus 45. So here we have 19 over here, correct? So here we can write 160 and minus 8, this is 152. Okay, this is 152. So option B should be the correct answer. Option B is the correct answer. You can check the solution. Okay, I hope you understand this question. Now next question, we have question number 133. If matrix A and B where Aij plus Aji equals to 0. Okay, so for A we have Aij 3 cross 3 matrix. Here we have Aij plus Aji equals to 0, which means Aij equals to minus J minus Aij. This is your skew symmetric matrix. Skew symmetric matrix. This is property for skew symmetric matrix. Talk about B. For B we have Bij 3 cos 3 and Bij minus Bji equals to 0, which means Bij is equals to Bji. Okay, so this is a symmetric matrix. Symmetric matrix. Okay, next thing what we can do here is we have to find a raised to 3122. Is there a mistake? Let me check the question here. It is 3122. So in this question, this is I think misprint. This is 2022. Okay, please remember this. This is 2022. So one thing that if I take power of skew-symmetric matrix, so A is your skew-symmetric matrix, B is your symmetric matrix. If I take power, okay, so if I take A power odd, okay, this is still skew-symmetric matrix. And if I take A power even, correct, so it is a symmetric matrix. Okay, you have to remember this. So therefore, because we have A raised to 2022, okay, into B raised to 2021. So for 2022 is even, so that's how we got symmetric. That's how we got symmetric. And B is symmetric. So symmetric, if we take any power of symmetric matrix, we got symmetric again. And if I multiply symmetric into symmetric, finally we got what? Symmetric. So final result is symmetric. Check the option over here. So we don't have symmetric over here. Now other thing, we have one option singular. Okay, so if in this question, let's talk about singular. For any singular matrix, the determinant should be equals to 0, correct? So if I take determinant of it, okay, so because it is a skew-symmetric matrix, this part okay, if I take determinant of it, yes, so determinant of A 2022 into determinant of B 2020. Okay, in that case this becomes 0. Okay, so overall what we got? 0, correct? So this is singular. The matrix type is singular, we can say that because it is in the option, so we have to check it. Okay, in the next question we have f of x be an odd function defined on R such that f1 is 2, f3 is 5, f minus 5 is minus 1 and so on. Value of this we have to find. So f of x is odd function, so f minus x is equals to minus f of x because f of x is an odd function. So we can say that f minus 5 is equals to minus 1. So we can write minus f of 5 equals to minus 1. Therefore, f of 5 is equals to 1. Correct. Okay. So according to given situation, we can write it. This is f of minus 3. So we can take minus f of 3. Correct. Then this is f of minus f of 3. So again, we got a negative sign over here. Correct. So minus f of 3. Then again we got a negative sign over here. So finally we got minus f of 3. Okay. Plus we don't know the value of f of 0. Yes, we don't know the value of f of 0, but we know that f minus x is equals to minus f of x. So we can write f0 is equals to minus f of 0. So we can take 2 f of 0 is equals to 0. Therefore, we can say that f of 0 is equals to 0. Correct? So therefore, here in place of f of 0 we can put 0 over here. So f of 0 in place of f of 0 we can put f of 0. Okay, because f of 0 equals to 0. Next, 3 into f of 1, which means 3 into 2, minus 2 into f of 3. So in place of f of 3 we can put 5, and in place of f of 5 we can put 1 over here. So therefore, in place of f of 3 we can put 5. So we can write minus f of 5 plus 0 upon 6 minus 10 minus 1 minus f of 5 is 1. Correct? F of 5 is 1 upon, this is minus 11, so we got minus 5. Okay, so f of 1 is what? F of 1 is 2, so we can write 2 upon 5. So 2 upon 5 is the correct answer. So option C should be the correct answer over here. In this question we have x1, x2 are the roots of the given equation. Okay, now we have equation, so we can modify this equation. First of all, here we can modify this equation according to for this solving the question. So here we can write log pi raised to 1 by 2. Okay, because pi is the base over here, pi raised to 1 by 2 is the base over here. Okay, so here because we have 1, so in that case we can write 1 upon 1 upon 2, 1 upon 1 upon 2. So overall we got 2, so this become 2 log pi upon root 18 and base pi. So therefore we can write this is log pi square upon 18 and base pi. Correct? Similarly, for this case we already have log sin inverse x cos inverse x and base is pi. Correct? Okay, so here we can write sin inverse x into cos inverse x, it is equals to pi square upon 18. Correct? Pi square upon 18. So that's how we can write it. Now here we have x1 and x2 are the roots of this equation. So we can change it in form of, this is sin inverse x, so we can write pi by 2 minus sin inverse x in place of cos inverse x, and it is equals to pi square upon 18. Okay, so from here we can write sin inverse x whole square, taking it in right hand side, minus pi by 2 sin inverse x, okay, and plus pi square upon 18 is equals to 0 over here. Okay, so for that case we can write this is your sin inverse. Let's take sin inverse pi by 6 into sin inverse pi by 3. Correct? So this become pi square upon 18. Okay, and pi by 3 and pi by 6. So pi by 3 and pi by 6, overall we got pi plus 2 pi, which is 3 pi by 6, which is equals to pi by 2. Okay, So this is the factor, it is equals to 0. So therefore we can write sin inverse x equals to pi by 6, and we have sin inverse x equals to pi by 3 over here, correct? That's how we can write it. And here x1 and x2 are the roots of the equation. So for that case we can write it, because sin inverse x is your pi by 6. So let's take it sin inverse 1. We can write it sin inverse 1 and sin inverse 2. So for that case x1 is equals to, for pi by 6 we got 1 by 2, and for x2 for pi by 3 we got root 3 by 2. So therefore we can write x1 square plus x2 square is 1 by 2 square plus root 3 by 2 square. So 1 by 4 plus 3 by 4, it is equals to 1, and 1 will be the answer. No, 1 will be, no. Here we have to find tan inverse. Okay, tan inverse, we have to find here tan inverse x1 square plus x2 square. This is equals to 1. This is equals to tan inverse 1. So now it is equals to pi by 4. So pi by 4 is the correct answer. Option B should be the correct answer. This is the answer over here. Okay. In the next question we have e raised to x tan inverse x plus 2x upon 1 plus x square whole square. So for that case we can write e raised to x tan inverse x, left side minus 1 upon 1 plus x square and plus 1 upon 1 plus x square plus 2x upon 1 plus x square whole square dx. So this part is your f of x and this part is your f dash x. Okay, so differentiation of tan inverse x is it is equals to this, and differentiation of this is it is equals to 2x upon your 1 plus x square whole square. Okay, so for that case, because we know that integration of e raised to x f of x plus f dash x, it is, we can directly solve it in form of e raised to x f of x, correct? So in place of f of x we can write tan inverse x minus 1 upon 1 plus x square and plus c. Okay, so here e raised to x tan inverse x minus 1 upon 1 plus x square plus c. Option A should be the correct answer. Okay. In this question, natural number A is said to be related to another natural number B if mod A minus B less than 4. The relation is what? Okay, so let's try to first solve it for reflexive. Here if I take A in place of both, so this is equals to 0, lesser than 4, so it is reflexive for sure. Okay, second, let's talk about symmetric. So for that case, A minus B less than 4. Similarly, if I take B minus A, it is also less than 4, correct? So therefore this is symmetric also. Okay, so it is reflexive and symmetric. Okay, so next, for third, we have to solve it for transitive. So let's try to solve it for transitive. So for transitive, here let mod A minus B less than 4 and mod B minus C less than 4. Okay, therefore if I write for mod A minus C, it can be written as A minus B plus b minus c. Okay, so we can also write it a minus b plus b minus c, and this should be always greater than equals to, this will be always greater than is equals to this part. Okay, so for that case we know that this is 4 and this is 4, so we can say that this should be less than equals to 8. Okay, so it is not transitive. Okay, so it is not transitive. Correct. So which option is correct? Reflexive and symmetric is the correct answer. In the next question we have, if greatest and least value of f of x in this given interval are capital M and M, okay, respectively, then we have to find the relation between capital M and small m. Now in that case what we can do here is, let's take f dash x, it is equals to 1 upon under root 1 minus this square, so x square upon x square plus 1. Okay, then the differentiation of this part. Okay, so under root x square plus 1 square, so for that case we can write x square plus 1. So here we have under root x square plus 1 and differentiation of x, it is equals to 1 minus here we have x and differentiation of this part, it is equals to your 1 upon 2, so we can write 1 upon 2, this is 1 upon under root x square plus 1 into 2x. Okay, 2x, so 2 and 2 cancel out, we have x square over here. Now in that case here we have x square plus 1 minus x square, so we got 1. So here we can write under root x square plus 1 into, here we have under root x square plus 1 minus x square upon under root x square plus 1 whole upon x square plus 1. Correct. So this is equals to, we can write it, here we have x square plus 1 minus, both will be cancel out, so minus x square upon x square plus 1, both cancel out, it is equals to 1 upon 1 plus x square. Correct, we got 1 upon 1 plus x square. And now differentiate this part, so log x, differentiation of log x is minus 1 upon x, you can write minus 1 upon x, here we have minus 1 upon x, so minus 1 upon x we have. Correct. Now in that case we can write in this, in the form, here we have x into 1 plus x square, okay, and 1 plus x square minus x over here. Correct. So this is your f dash x. Now in that case we have interval 1 upon root 3 comma root 3. Okay, so what we can do here, so in that case we have to check for, let the numerator part is represented as g of x. So here we have x square minus x and plus 1. Okay, so now in that case, here we have g of x. Okay, so let's try to solve it with respect to this interval. Okay, how it behaves. Correct. So we can take x equals to 1 upon root 3 and x equals to root 3, and we can find how this function is behaved. Okay, so now from the next page, here we have in this question we have g of x, x square minus x plus 1. Okay, so okay, here actually this is positive, x is positive and other values are negative. Okay, so we have minus x square minus 1 minus x square, here we have plus x and minus 1. Okay, so let's take g of x, looks like this. Here a is less than 0 and let's talk about d is b square minus 4ac. it is equals to -3, which means d is lesser than 0. Correct? If d is lesser than 0 and a is also here less than 0, which means the graph looks like this. Correct? So it is always negative. So it is always negative. So minus x square plus x minus 1 is always less than 0. But as we can say, the numerator part is negative, denominator part is x square 1 plus x square, x square into 1 plus x square, and here x belongs from 1 by root 3 to root 3. So it is always greater than 0 because x belongs from 1 by root 3 to root 3. So it is negative, numerator is negative and denominator positive. Therefore, we can say that f dash x is negative. So f of x is a decreasing function. F of x is a decreasing function. Therefore, we got the maximum value at 1 upon root 3. Okay, and the minimum value at root 3. Okay, so here we have sine inverse x upon under root x square plus 1. So we can write sine inverse, we have under root 3, so it become root 4, so it is root 2, under root 4 this becomes 2, and minus log root 3. This is for root 3. I have solved it for root 3, f of root 3. Now solve it for 1 upon root 3. So it is equals to sine inverse, here we have 1 upon root 3 upon, we have 1 upon root 3 square plus 1. Correct? So we can write 1 upon 3 plus 1. Therefore it is root 4 upon 3. So here we have 2 and here we have root 3, 1 upon root 3. So we can write it root 3 upon, as you can see, it is equals to under root 4. So this become 2. So root 3 cancel out, minus log 1 upon root 3. Therefore m is equals to sine inverse 1 upon 2 minus log 1 upon root 3. Correct? So for that case we can write it m equals to, we have m equals to, this is sine inverse root 3 upon 2. So for root 3 upon 2 we can write this is pi by 3. Okay, minus log root 3, and capital M equals to pi by 6. Okay, and this is minus log 1 upon root 3. So we can write it plus log root 3. Correct? So now let's move to the questions over here. So we have log 3, pi by 4 and log 3 over there. Now if I add both the equations, m plus m, so pi by 3 and pi by 6 becomes pi by 2. So overall we got pi by 2. So m plus m equals to pi by 2. So this is incorrect, this is also incorrect. So let's talk about m minus small m. So therefore pi by 3 minus pi by 6. So we got pi by 6 over there, and small m root 3 by 2, this is pi by 3, correct? And capital M 1 by 2 pi by 6 over here. So we got minus pi by 6, and then we got 2 log root 3. Okay, therefore this become log 3 minus pi by 6 because it is 2 log root 3 and we can take 2 in power of root 3. So it becomes 3. So log 3 minus pi by 6. Log 3 minus pi by 6, option B should be the correct answer. In the next question, the value of integration of this part. So here what we can do, let's take x common, so we can write x plus 1. Okay, here we can write x plus 1. We can take x raised to minus 10 common over here, so here we got x square. Okay, and we got 2x over there and whole power 1 by 10 dx, correct? So in that case, here we have x into x plus 1. Okay, and in that case we got x raised to minus 1 over there, and here we have x square plus 2x whole power 1 by 10 dx. Both will be cancelled out over here. Now let's take x square plus 2x equals to t. So we can write 2x plus 2 dx equals to dt. So x plus 1 dx, it is equals to 1 by 2 dt. Okay, x plus 1 dx equals to 1 by 2 dt over here. Now we can take it as 1 by 2 dt and we have t raised to 1 by 10. So here we can write t raised to 1 by 10, correct? And from here we got 1 by 2 dt. Therefore we can write 1 by 2, 10 raised to 1 by 10 plus 1. So this is 11 by 10 upon 11 by 10. So it is equals to 5 by 11, okay, plus c, and t raised to 11 by 10. And here t is what? T is your x square plus 2x. So here we can write x square plus 2x whole power 11 by 10 and plus c. So 5 by 11, x square plus 2x, 11 raised to 11 by 10. Option A should be the correct answer. Okay, this will be the answer for it. Okay, you can check the solution. Now in the next question, this set of value of a for which this function is increasing for all real values of x. So here if I take differentiation of this become a raised to 3 and we got 2 raised to 3 minus x square. Okay, so it is increasing. Okay, so for that case what we can do here, set of value of a, okay, it is increasing. So for that case if f of x is increasing for all x belongs to real number, therefore we can say that f dash x should be greater than 0, correct? Now in that case we can say that here a cube minus 2 raised to 3 minus x square should be greater than 0. Okay, so now for taking it, if I take greater value, we have to take, it is increasing, f dash x should be greater than 0. Okay, So a cube here, a cube should be greater than your 3 minus x square. Okay, it should be greater than your 3 minus x square. So to make it the maximum value, ठीक है, इसके आप क्या लोगे, इसके आप maximum value लोगे. So we can take for maximum of 2 raised to 3 minus x square. ठीक है, बिकॉज यहाँ से देखो आपके पास x रियल नंबर है. इफ you can take x any value from real numbers. Okay, so in that case what will happen, if you take x value greater than 3, okay, or if you take value in increasing order, so we got 2 raised to a negative 2 raised to negative power. Okay, so in that case this value become very less. Okay, so we have to check for the maximum value for there, that should that should the value of this 2 raised to 3 minus x square should be your greatest value. For the greatest value we have to find the value of a, because as you know that if I take very less value, this is obviously greater than 0. Okay, so here according to question what we have to find value of a over here. Okay, so in that case we have to find the value of a. Okay, so for maximum of 3 minus x square, x should be equals to 0. Correct. Also if f of x is increasing, we can take f dash x, this is increasing, so f dash x should be greater than equals to 0. Okay, so for that case let x equals to 0, therefore we can say that a cube is greater than equals to 2 raised to 3, so a is greater than equals to 2, which means a belongs from 2 to infinite. Okay, a belongs from 2 to infinite. Check the options. So option C should be the correct answer, as you can see here. Now we have next question. The number of ways of choosing a committee of 2 women and 3 men from 5 women and 6 men if Mr. A refuses to serve on the committee. If B is the member of the committee, B can only serve if Mr. C is the member of committee. Okay, so we take cases. Okay, so first of all, so first case is let C is a member. C is a member. So there are two conditions. B can only be served if C is the member. So if C is member, B is also member. This is one condition. B is member. B is not a member. This is another condition. Correct? So we have two cases over here. Okay. So if B is member, then in that case A refused to serve if B is member. So A is not a member. A is not a member. Correct? We have this condition. A is definitely not a member. So here C is member, B is member, A should not equal to member. The number of way of choosing a committee of 2 women, 3 men from 5 women and 6 men. Okay, we have to choose 2 women and 3 men. Okay, from 5 women and 6 men. Okay, so here we have Mr. A, Mr. B, Mr. C. Oh, sorry, Mrs. C. Okay, C is Mrs. C. He is Mr. B and he is Mr. A. Okay, so now in that condition what we can do here, we have total 5 women, because C is a member, so we can take from 5 women. Okay, we can take from 5 women and we have to choose only 2 women. Okay, into we have 6 men. So if B is member, A is not a member. So now we have only 5 choices from the 6 men. So we have only 5 choices. Okay, So in that case, we have to choose 3 men. So 5C3. This is the condition. Okay, so 5C2, 5C3 both are the same. So we can write 2 into 5 into 4, 3 factorial cancel out, correct, and upon 2. So this is equals to 20. Next condition we have B is not a member. If B is not a member, Mrs. C is member, B is not a member. So in that case also we can choose 2 women from any 5 women. Okay, and if B is not a member, we have 5 choice of member. So 5C3 again, because here B is not a member. So we have 5 men to choose. Here C is a member. So in that case, sorry, not 2 into. We have to write it 2 times, correct? 4 upon 2. 2 cancel out, got 4. So it is equals to 100, I guess, correct? So 5C2 and 5C3 over here. Okay, actually we did okay, C is a member, so it is for sure one member is already included. C is already included. Okay, and another case here B is already included. So because C is already included, we have total of 5 women, but we have to choose from only 4 women because C is included. C already included. We forget this. Okay, so we have to consider this condition also. C is already included, so we have to choose from 4 women and we have to choose only 2 women, correct? So one woman is C, so we have to choose only another woman. Next condition, in that condition we have take B is a member for sure, because B is a member. Okay, and we have 6 total member, so B is a member, we have to exclude B, correct, and A is not a member, so we have to exclude A also. So we can take men's from 4 men's, because B is already included. We have to choose 3 men because B is already included. Now we have to choose only 2 men. So this is 4C2. So that's because we can say that 4 into 4C2 is 4 into 3 upon 2. This is equals to 24. Now similarly, here in that condition, because C is a member, C is already included, so we can take 4C1 into B is not a member. In that case, B is not a member, so now we have only we can choose from 5 men only, correct? We can choose from 5 men only. Okay, and we have to choose, now we have to choose from 5, we have to choose 3 men. So we can write 4 into 5 into 4 upon 2. So this is equals to 40. Next condition we have, second condition, let Mrs. C is not a member. Mrs. C is not a member. So remember one thing, that we have a condition that Mr. B is a member. Mr. B can only serve if Mrs. C is the member. So B is excluded. So Mr. B is excluded. For that condition, because B is excluded, what we can do here? Okay, because B is excluded, what we can do here is that because C is not a member, we have only choice of 4 women, but we have to choose 2 women over here, correct? Next, Mr. B is a member. Mr. B is not a member. So we have now total 5 men only. Okay, and we have to choose 3 men over here. So we can write 4 into 3 upon 2, 5 into 4 upon 2. This is equals to 60. Now what we have to find? The number of ways of choosing. So there, that's why we can say that number of ways is equals to 24, 40 and 60. We have to take sum of 24, 40 and 60. So this is equals to 124. 124. Option C should be the correct answer. You can check the solution over here. Now the next question, we have the number of critical points we have to find. Okay, so let's take x is less than 1. So in that condition, we have f of x is equals to x minus 1, and with minus sign we have x minus 2. We got minus sign again, x minus 2 into x minus 1. Take minus sign out, we have minus 2 into, here we have x square minus 3x plus 2. Correct? For that case, f dash x equals to minus 2 into 2x minus 3. X is less than 0. So it becomes 0. We can say that f dash x equals to 0 if x is equals to 1.5. Correct? But here x is less than 1. So we can say that no critical point. So we can say that here no critical point. Second, we can write let x is greater than equals to 1, lesser than equals to 2. Correct? So for that case, if x is greater than equals to 1, so we can write f of x equals to, for x minus 2 is negative, less than, let's take less than 2. Okay, so for that case we can write minus x minus 1 into x minus 2. Correct? Here this is negative, this is this is positive, so we have plus x minus 2 into x minus 1. So both terms cancel out equals to 0. Correct? So here for x equals to 1, as we know that for x equals to 1 it is 0, it is also 0. So it is 0 for x equals to 1. Correct? So here as you can see it is 0 when x belongs to, if I take 2 over here also, if I take 2 over here, so this becomes 0 and this become also 0, so overall 0. So 1 पे भी 0 होता ही है, 2 पे 0 होता ही है. Okay, so for that case is greater than 1. Okay, let's don't take 1 and 2 over here first. Let's don't take 1 and 2. So for x belongs to 1 to 2 are the critical points. Critical points. And now let x greater than 0. For that we can write x minus 1 into x minus 2 plus x minus 2 into x minus 1. It is equals to 2 into x square minus 3x minus plus 2. Therefore we can write f dash x equals to 2 into 2x minus 3. So here we can say that f dash x equals to 0 if x is equals to 1.5, but here x is greater than 2, therefore no critical point. Okay, so we have critical points in between 1 to 2, correct? We have critical point between 1 to 2. Also 1 and 2 are also critical points, correct? So in the given option, the number of critical points are more than 2. Option C should be the correct answer.
नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, यहाँ बोलते हैं बेटे कि f 0 से इन्फिनिटी है से r तक जा रहा है, ठीक है, रियल है, डोमेन कोडोमेन, fx की वैल्यू जो है वो मैक्स ऑफ एक्स स्क्वायर कॉमा मॉड एक्स है, नंबर ऑफ पॉइंट्स वेयर द फंक्शन इज नॉन डिफरेंशिएबल, ये हमें निकालना है, ठीक है। तो हम क्या करते हैं बेटे, सबसे पहले डिफाइन कर लेते हैं fx को, ठीक है। fx की वैल्यू बेटे आ जाएगी हमारे पास, अगर तो देखो बेटे x जो है वो 1 से छोटा है और 0 से बड़ा है, ठीक है, और या फिर x बेटे जो है वो 1 के इक्वल है, या फिर बेटे जो x जो है वो 1 से बड़ा है और इन्फिनिटी से छोटा है, ठीक है। तो ये 3 केस हमारे बेटे जो है बन जाएंगे, ठीक है। अगर तो बेटे ये 0 से 1 तक है तो क्या होगा, इसकी वैल्यू x ही आ जाएगी, और अगर 1 के इक्वल है तो बेटे 1 ही आ जाएगी, और अगर 1 से इन्फिनिटी तक है तो x स्क्वायर ही आ जाएगी, ठीक है। क्योंकि हम देखते हैं बेटे कि 0 से 1 तक जब वो रहेगा तो उसकी वैल्यू जो है वो तो जो उसके जो मैक्सिमम वैल्यू है वो मॉड एक्स के इक्वल आएगी, यानी कि x, क्योंकि x 0 से बड़ा है तो नेगेटिव तो होगा नहीं, है ना, तो ये चीज़ है। आगे बेटे क्या करते हैं, इसको हम इसकी डिफ्रेंसिएशन करके इसको f डैश x निकाल लेते हैं, ठीक है। अब f डैश x बेटे जब निकालेंगे, मतलब जब मैक्स ऑफ एक्स स्क्वायर कॉमा मॉड एक्स की बात कर रहे हैं बेटे यहाँ पे, ठीक है, तो हमें पता है बेटे कि x की डिफ्रेंसिएशन आ जाएगी हमारे पास 1, ठीक है। तो और उसके बाद बेटे जो 1 आएगा, अब 1 आएगा बेटे, और ये जो है या तो बेटे 0 से बड़ा है ना, और 1 से छोटा है, और यहाँ पे बेटे 1 से इन्फिनिटी तक, तो बेटे यहाँ पे आ जाएगा हमारा 2x आ जाएगा एक्स स्क्वायर की डिफ्रेंसिएशन, अगर बेटे इन्फिनिटी से छोटा है और 1 से बड़ा है, ठीक है। इतना आ गया बेटे। अब हम क्या करते हैं बेटे, इसका लेफ्ट हैंड डेरिवेटिव निकालते हैं 1 पे, तो बेटे हम देख सकते हैं कि लेफ्ट हैंड डेरिवेटिव 1 पे बेटे कितना आएगा, अब 1 की बेटे जो है यहाँ पे आ रहा है 1 नहीं आ रहा है, ठीक है। और बेटे जब हम राइट हैंड डेरिवेटिव लगा लेंगे 1 पे तो 2 इंटू 1 आएगा बेटे, है ना, ये आ जाएगा बेटे हमारा लिमिट f टेंड्स टू 1 नेगेटिव, ठीक है। इतने पे आ जाएगा बेटे f डैश 1 नेगेटिव, ये आ जाएगा बेटे हमारा f डैश 1 पॉजिटिव, ठीक है। ये आ जाएगा बेटे हमारा 2 इंटू 1 2। हम देख सकते हैं बेटे कि यहाँ लेफ्ट हैंड डेरिवेटिव इज नॉट इक्वल टू राइट हैंड डेरिवेटिव, ठीक है, लेफ्ट हैंड डेरिवेटिव इज नॉट इक्वल टू राइट हैंड डेरिवेटिव, सो ये 1 पे हमारा नॉन डिफरेंशिएबल हो जाएगा बेटे 1 पे, ठीक है। सो नॉन डिफरेंशिएबल एट x इक्वल टू 1, तो इसका जो पॉइंट्स आ जाएगा बेटे वो 1 आ जाएगा, एक पॉइंट पे ये नॉन डिफरेंशिएबल है, ठीक है। ये हो गया बेटे हमारा नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन।
Now in the next question what we can do here, we have sine inverse sine 5, okay, we have a equals to sine inverse sine 5 and b equals to cos inverse cos 5, okay. So 5 is what, pi is equals to 3 point approximately equals to 3.14, correct, pi is equals to 3.14. Let's talk about your 3 pi by 2, correct. So it is equals to 3 into 1.57, okay. So it is approximately equals to, it is also lesser than your 4, it is lesser than 4. Let's talk about 2 pi. So here we have 1.57 4.71. Let's talk about 2 pi. So 2 pi equals to 2 into 3.14. So 6.28 we can say. So 5 is belongs in between your 3 pi by 2 and your 2 pi. Correct. So in that case, here we have 3 pi by 2. Here we have 2 pi. If I talk about 5, it belongs in fourth quadrant. Okay. Because it belongs in fourth quadrant, what we can do here, we can write it in form of 5 minus 2 pi. Okay. And it is in form of pi minus 5. करेक्ट, इसको हम 5 माइनस 2 पाई के फॉर्म में इसको लिख सकते हैं डायरेक्टली, एंड हियर वी कैन राइट इन फॉर्म ऑफ 2 माइनस 5. करेक्ट. सो हियर बिकॉज इफ आई टॉक अबाउट साइन 5, तो साइन 5 कहाँ पे है, देखो यहाँ पर है आपके पास. करेक्ट. सो यू कैन टेक 2 पाई ओवर हियर. लेट्स टॉक अबाउट 5. इफ यू लुक एट द 5, सो 5 कैसे आएगा, साइन 5 कैसे आ सकता है, साइन 5 कैसे आएगा, तो साइन 5 आ सकता है इफ आई टेक 2 पाई माइनस 5. क्या 2 पाई माइनस 5 में आएगा, नहीं, 2 पाई माइनस 5 में तो पॉसिबल नहीं है, क्योंकि इन 2 पाई माइनस 5 देखो ये मिल रहा है आपको यहाँ पर. ठीक है. सो यू हैव टू टेक इट नेगेटिव 5 माइनस 2 पाई. ठीक है. 2 पाई माइनस 5 लोगे, यू गॉट माइनस साइन 5. So for 5 minus 2 pi, you will get sin 5. Correct. So that's why we can take 5 minus 2 pi. So that's how a square plus b square is equals to 5 minus 2 pi square plus 2 pi minus 5 square. So we got 25 plus 4 pi square minus 20 pi. Similarly, we can write 25 plus 4 pi square minus 20 pi. So here we have 8 pi square minus 40 pi and plus 50. 8 pi square minus 40 pi plus 50. Option B should be the correct answer.
अगले क्वेश्चन पे हमें बेटे इंटीग्रेशन करना है. ठीक है. और a और b की वैल्यू निकालनी. ठीक है. तो ये बेटे हमें क्वेश्चन गिवन. अब यहाँ पे हम बेटे जब हम क्वेश्चन की तरफ देखते हैं बेटे कि नीचे वाले की डिफरेंशिएशन एक्स स्क्वायर की 2x है और 6x की 6 है, यानी कि अगर हम किसी तरीके बेटे 2x प्लस 6 ले आए या x प्लस 3 लेके आ जाए, है ना, उसका आधा, तो काम बन सकता है. तो हम क्या करते हैं बेटे, x प्लस 4 को लिख देते हैं x प्लस 3 प्लस 1. ठीक है. नीचे आ गया हमारा एक्स स्क्वायर प्लस 6 एक्स प्लस 13, बाहर है हमारा dx. आगे स्प्लिट कर देंगे तो बेटे हमारे पास आ जाएगा इंटीग्रेशन ऑफ x प्लस 3 अपॉन एक्स स्क्वायर प्लस 6x प्लस 13 प्लस बेटे dx यहाँ भी है. ठीक है. इंटीग्रेशन ऑफ एक्स स्क्वायर प्लस 6x प्लस 13. ठीक है. इतना बेटे हमारा आ गया. अच्छा, आगे क्या करते हैं बेटे, इसको मल्टीप्लाई डिवाइड बाई 2 कर देते हैं, ताकि बेटे जो है 2x की डिफ्रेंसिएशन हमारे पास आ जाएगी, एक्स स्क्वायर की डिफ्रेंसिएशन हमारे पास बेटे आ जाएगी 2x, और 6x की डिफ्रेंसिएशन अब आ जाएगी हमारे पास बेटे कितनी, 6. ठीक है. तो अब क्या करेंगे हम बेटे, इस पार्ट को पहले इंटीग्रल को सॉल्व करते हैं और लेट कर लेते हैं एक्स स्क्वायर प्लस 6x प्लस 13 को t, जिससे बेटे हमारे पास आ जाएगा 2x प्लस 6 इंटू डी एक्स इज इक्वल टू डी टी. ठीक है. तो ऊपर बेटे रह गया हमारे पास सिर्फ dt और नीचे आ गया हमारे पास t. ठीक है. तो आगे चलते बेटे इसमें. ठीक है. अब बेटे यहाँ पे हमारे पास आ गया है dt डिवाइडेड बाई टी, बाहर है बेटे 1/2 इंटीग्रल प्लस dx एक्स स्क्वायर प्लस 6x प्लस 13। ठीक है, इतना बेटे हमारे पास आ गया। अब हम क्या करते हैं बेटे, 1/2 इंटीग्रेशन टी की 1/t की होगी बेटे log ऑफ t। ठीक है, और t की वैल्यू हम डाल देंगे बेटे। ठीक है, प्लस बेटे इसकी इंटीग्रेशन अब हमें करनी बेटे, तो हम क्या करते हैं, इसको बेटे लिख देते हैं x प्लस 3 का होल स्क्वायर प्लस 4, है ना, ऐसे लिख सकते हैं। 3 का स्क्वायर बेटे 9, 9 प्लस 4 आ गया हमारा 13, है ना। ये बन गया बेटे हमारा 1/2 log एक्स स्क्वायर प्लस 6x प्लस 13 प्लस बेटे 1/2 tan इनवर्स ऑफ बेटे x प्लस 3/2, क्योंकि बेटे 4 हमारा 2 स्क्वायर बन जाएगा। ठीक है, तो वो फॉर्मूला आ गया एक्स स्क्वायर प्लस ए स्क्वायर का, सो 1/8 tan इनवर्स x/a। ठीक है, यहां से बेटे हमारी वैल्यू आ गई है, a की वैल्यू आ गई बेटे हमारी 1/2 और b की वैल्यू भी बेटे हमारी आ गई है 1/2। ठीक है, ये देखेंगे बेटे सारे स्टेप्स एक बार।
Okay, now in the next question, in a city 20% of the population travel by car, 50% travel by bus, 10% travel by both car and bus, then person traveling by car or bus in percentage. So now in that case we can say that number of person traveling by car or bus represented by car C union B, it is equals to NC plus NB minus NC intersection B. Therefore, number of person traveling by car is 20%, 50% traveling by bus, okay, and minus 10% by both person traveling by car or bus. So it is 70 minus 10 is 60% traveling by car or bus. So option C should be the correct answer over here. Next question, we have alpha beta are the roots of the quadratic equation, okay, then we have to find the value of this expression. Okay, in that case alpha beta if roots, so alpha plus beta is equals to minus sine theta and alpha into beta is equals to c by a, so minus 2 sine theta. Okay, now we have alpha raised to 12 plus beta raised to 12 upon alpha raised to minus 12 beta raised to minus 12. So we can write alpha raised to 12 1 upon alpha raised to 12 plus 1 upon beta raised to 12 into alpha minus beta whole raised to 24, correct. That's why here we can write alpha raised to 12 into beta raised to 12 in the numerator, because we got alpha beta raised to 12 plus alpha raised to 12 and cancel out from the numerator, and in the denominator we got alpha raised to 12 into beta raised to 12, it goes to the numerator, so alpha raised to 12 minus into beta raised to 12 upon alpha minus beta whole power 24, correct. So in place of alpha minus beta, what we can do here, here we can write alpha minus beta square and whole power 12, correct. So here we can write alpha beta whole power 12 upon alpha minus beta whole square, correct. So it can be written as, because we know that alpha minus beta whole square is alpha square plus beta square minus 12 for beta, correct. So we can write it alpha plus beta whole square and we need minus 2 alpha beta, so we can write minus 4 alpha beta in whole power 12. So therefore we can write in place of alpha beta we can write minus 2 sine theta upon in place of alpha plus beta we can write minus sine theta. So minus sine theta whole square minus in place of 4 into alpha beta we can write 4 into minus 2 sine theta, okay, and whole power 12. correct? So therefore we can write here, we have minus 2 sine theta upon, let's take sine theta common, because here we have minus sine theta square, so it becomes sine square theta. So we can take sine theta common, we'll get sine theta in the bracket, minus minus plus, so we have plus sign over here and we got 8 over here. Sine theta cancel out and whole power 12. So we got 2 raised to 12 upon sine theta plus 8 whole power 12. Okay, check the options over here. So sine theta plus 8 whole raised to 12. So we got option D. Option D is the correct answer. In the next question, the sum of the first three term of GP is S. So let's take A upon R, A and AR in GP. So A upon R plus A plus AR is equals to A, S. Okay. Also their product is 27. So A upon R into AR is equals to 27. R cancel out. So A cube equals to 27. So we have A equals to 3. Correct? We got A equals to 3. Then all such as lie in. तो S यहाँ कहाँ पर lie करेगा पूछ रहे. Okay. So in that case what we can do? We have A equals to 3. Correct? So we can write 3 upon R plus 3R equals to S. We can write 3 plus, let's take 3 common. So we can write 1 plus 1 upon, we can write R plus 1 upon R is equals to S. Okay. Now because we know that, because R plus 1 upon R belongs from minus infinite to minus 2 union from 2 to infinite, which means the value of R plus 1 upon R, or we can say a value, the sum of the value and its reciprocal, it should be lesser than minus 2 or greater than 2. Correct? So therefore if I multiply with 3 into R plus 1 upon R is belongs from minus infinite to minus 6 union 6 to infinite. Okay. Now if I add 3 plus 3 into R plus 1 upon R belongs minus infinite to, we have to add 3 over here, so it becomes minus 3 union 9 to infinite. Therefore we can say that S belongs from minus infinite to minus 3 union 9 to infinite, and this is the answer, final answer. Check the options over here. So X belongs from minus infinite to minus 3 union 9 to infinite. Option C should be the correct answer. Now in the next question, we have if curves, we have one curve, second curve, intersect each other orthogonally at point 1, 2. Okay, then we have to find the value of A and B. In the next question, we have if curve AY plus BX cube equals to 10, okay, and 8x equals to y cube intersect each other orthogonally, okay, at point 1, 2. Okay, so at point 1, 2 satisfy both. Point 1, 2 exists in equation 1 and 2. So we can write, if I put 1, 2 over here, so this become 2a plus b equals to 10, and if I put over here, so we can write 8 equals to 8. So first of all we got this equation. Also from equation 1, ay plus bx cube is equals to 10. If I differentiate with respect to x, a into dy by dx plus 3b x square is equals to 0. So we can write dy by dx is equals to your minus 3b x square upon a. So therefore we can write dy by dx at 1 comma 2, okay, is represented by m1. dy by dx at 1 comma 2 represented by m1. So here for because x is equals to 1, this become your minus 3b by a, this become minus 3b by a, correct. Now from equation 2 we have 8x equals to y cube. Differentiate it, so we got 8 equals to 3 y square dy by dx, correct. So here we can write dy by dx is equals to 8 by 3y square, okay. So that's how m2 is equals to dy by dx m2 dy by dx at 1 comma 2 we can write 8 upon 3 into 2 square, okay. 4 into 3 is 12, 2 by 3, m2 equals to what, 2 by 3. So because they are intersect orthogonally, okay, so we can write because they intersect orthogonally, we can say that m1 into m2 is equals to minus 1, correct, because at that point the slope is 90 degree, the angle between them is 90 degree. So here we can write m1 is minus 3b by a into m2 is 2 by 3 is equals to minus 1, both cancel out. So here we have 3 also cancel out, we can write 2b equals to a. We have one equation 2a plus b equals to 10. We know that because 2a plus b equals to 10, in place of a we can write 2b plus b equals to 10. So this is 5b. So b is equals to 2. If b is equals to 2, a is equals to 4. So value of a is 4 and value of b is 2. So value of a is 4 and b is 2. Option A should be the correct answer.
इस क्वेश्चन में बेटे हमें 150 नंबर क्वेश्चन में हमें बेटे निकालनी है इंटीग्रेशन। तो क्या करते हैं हम, सबसे पहले देखते हैं बेटे कि डिनोमिनेटर में हम क्या कॉमन ले सकते हैं। हम देख सकते हैं बेटे कि कॉमन हम रूट एक्स ले सकते हैं बेटे कॉमन, है ना। तो ये आ गया बेटे हमारा 1 प्लस रूट एक्स, ठीक है। अब इसमें बेटे हम ये चीज़ नोटिस करते हैं कि अगर हम लेट कर लें 1 प्लस रूट एक्स को y, ठीक है, और डिफ्रेंशिएट दोबारा करें, ठीक है, तो क्या होगा, रूट एक्स इंटू बेटे इसकी जब डिफ्रेंशिएशन करेंगे बेटे तो ये हमारे पास आएगा 1/2 रूट एक्स इंटू डी एक्स इज इक्वल टू डी ऑफ वाई, ठीक है। तो आगे इसको जब हम सॉल्व करेंगे ये बन गया बेटे हमारा डी एक्स बाई रूट एक्स की वैल्यू बेटे डाल देंगे हम 2 dy, ठीक है, यानी कि 2 dy डिवाइडेड बाई वाई, और इसकी बेटे इंटीग्रेशन आएगी हमारे पास 2 इंटू लॉग ऑफ वाई। नाउ वाई की वैल्यू क्या है 1 प्लस बेटे रूट एक्स, ठीक है। तो हमारा बेटे यहाँ से आंसर आ जाएगा 2 इंटू लॉग ऑफ 1 प्लस रूट एक्स, ठीक है। ये बेटे हमारा आ गया आंसर। तो हम यहाँ से बेटे ऑप्शन देखेंगे तो बी ऑप्शन हमारा आ जाए, ठीक है। तो सारे स्टेप्स बेटे एक बार अच्छे से देख लेंगे, ठीक है। ठीक है, तो इसमें बेटे जब हम पिछले क्वेश्चन में हमारा आंसर आ रहा था 1/2 कॉमा 1/2, ठीक है। तो कंप्लीट होते बेटे सारे क्वेश्चंस। ऑल द बेस्ट।